Good morning, boys and girls. Today is Friday, January 29, 2021, and today we are working on lesson 16. Let's see what lesson 16 is all about. Remember, our big goal is to score a 100 in our annual module and our mid module and our topic quiz. We have an annual module in 2 weeks, so we really need to focus and try our best. So what are the materials that we need for today? For the video, you just need to watch carefully. For the live class, you're going to need a Peer Deck link, and you will also need a Peer Deck link for your homework. Let's go over the key points. What are the important concepts that you need to know? We need to know place value, hundreds, tens, and ones. We need to know that decompose, and decompose is the same thing as unbundle, which means break a larger unit into 10 smaller units. And when you are subtracting, boys and girls, we're finding the difference. I am not going to go over the key points because it's the same key points that we've been using for subtraction. The only thing that I really want to know is go over the first step, which is the one that you guys been forgetting the most. If I have the problem 157 minus 29, write the problem vertically. Before you put the chips, this is the first thing you need to do. I put my 2 lines down and I write 157 minus 29. This is exactly what it means to write the problem vertically. This is the first step that Mrs. Allen and myself are looking for because this helps us align the problems. Okay, let's start working. Before we start, let's go over our objective. By the end of the lesson, we're going to be able to subtract multiples of 100 and from numbers with 0 in the tens place, boys and girls. Well, let's look at the first problem. We're going to solve this problem using math drawings and the standard algorithm. Okay, so here's the problem. And key point number 1 is write the problem vertically, and we already did it right here. Top to bottom. And when we subtract top to bottom. So let's think about it, boys and girls. Which is the whole? The whole is 402. Great job, boys and girls. So let's make a chip model to show the whole. This is key point number 2. I'll draw it, and I really want you to tell me. These are the ones, these are the tens, these are the hundreds. And here's the reason why you need to label your vertical form. This 2 and the ones place tells me to draw 2 ones. This 0 tells me to draw 0 tens, and this 4 tells me to draw 4 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I drew 400, boys and girls. So, remember, we're taking away from this whole. We're taking away this part, and we're going to find the other part, boys and girls. After I draw the whole, I have to subtract the ones. So, let's look at the ones place. The ones place is 2 minus 1. Are we ready to subtract in the ones? If I had 2, can I take away 1? Yes. So, I don't have to unbundle. I end up with 1, boys and girls. Now, moving on, let's look at the tens place. I don't see any tens place on the model. Look, this is 0. And I have to take away 3. So without that 0, that means I can take away. Look, boys and girls, if the number is bigger at the bottom, if we have more on the floor, we go next door and get 10 more. So, let me repeat that. If the number is bigger on the bottom, we go next door and get 10 more. So, I have to unbundle 100 and give them 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I do it in the 5 group column like this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want you to sit tall and look at the next step. This is the part that we have been forgetting. Look at it, boys and girls. So, we need to show in a vertical form exactly what we did on our place value. Do I still have 0 tens? No, boys and girls. I have 10 tens. You see it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I put the 10 tens here. Let's look at the hundreds. Do I still have 400? Well, no. I gave 100 to the tens, so I only have 3. So I have 300s and 10 tens, and this is exactly what it says there. So I am ready to subtract now, boys and girls, because I already subtracted the ones. I'm ready to subtract the tens. So I look at the tens column. 10 minus 3. Ready to take out 3 tens? 1, 2, 3. How many tens do I end up with? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I ended up with 7. I write the 7 here. Now let's subtract the hundreds, which is key point number 5. I start with 300 and I have 2. I'm going to take away 2. Do I have enough? Yes, I do. I take out 2. That means I end up with 1. Now, we're going to check our answer to see if it's correct. When I check my answer, I start bottom up, boys and girls. So that means this goes first and then the next one. I write 171 plus 231. And the reason that I plus is because that I'm doing the inverse operation. I'm adding these two parts to make sure I end up with the whole. Well, let's solve it. What's 1 plus 1? Yes, 2. What's 7 plus 3? 7 tens plus 3 tens, that gives me 10 tens. That means I put a 0 in the tens place and a 1 in the hundreds place. What's 1 plus 1 plus 2? Yes, 4. Amazing! We figure out the answer, and yes, look, when 171 is one part and 231 is the other part, 402 is the whole, and we got the answer correct. Here's the next problem, boys and girls. We have to solve 800 minus 443. Let's look at this problem. We already did key point number 1, which is mod of the whole. Write the problem vertically. Key point number 2 is mod of the whole. Let's look at these two numbers. Which one is the whole? Yes, 800. So let's model the whole. I have 0 ones, 0 tens, and I have 8 hundreds. Remember, we do it in the 5 group column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I stop right here. 6, 7, 8. Boys and girls, there are no 10s and no 1s, which means we need to unbundle 100 to make 10s and 1s. So watch. Automatically, I don't have any 1s and 10s. I cross at 100 and I give them 10 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But I have to unbundle because I need to get 1s. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So, look at this. I have to rewrite it here. Automatically, you know, and I'm even going to put it in red, that I have 10 1s. Look. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 10s. And that I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hundreds, boys and girls. So I'm ready to subtract now. I start in the ones place. 10 minus 3. 10 minus 3. I'm going to take out 3. 1, 2, 3. I end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I end up with 7. I start with 9 10s and I'm going to take away 6 10s. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I end up with 1, 2, 3. So I write it right here. Then I start in the hundreds place. I start with 7 and I take away 4. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I ended up with 3. Well, quickly, boys and girls, let's check our work. Remember, we check our work bottom up. That means I add 337 plus 463. And we solve. We know that 7 plus 3 equals 10. So a 0 goes in the ones place and the 1 goes in the tens place. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. A 0 goes in the tens place and the 1 goes in the hundreds. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. Oh my goodness, we got this correct, boys and girls. Great job. Thank you for working very hard. We're going to continue solving problems like this in our class. I'll see you later. Log in on time. Bye.